Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also, share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Woo! Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a live radio show. We'll be sitting down, talking all things Jets. We got games coming up. We'll be discussing it all. Call in. I take live callers. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Now, with that said and done and put to the side, come to talk to you folks today about DJ Reed. Ooh. Listen, DJ Reed has made some comments that have gotten people in a tizzy. Okay? It's gotten people in a tizzy. We're also going to be talking about Sulla as well because he spoke with the media and he backed up some things that DJ Reed said. He backed him up. So we're going to discuss this and I cannot wait to get into it with y'all. So listen. DJ Reed recently came out. He spoke with the media, and he said that he believes that the New York Jets defense this upcoming season could be historical. They could be, one of those defenses that people look back at and go, whoa, those guys are crazy. They could be the 85, 86 Bears. They could be LOB. And people, I'm telling you, were just going nuts about this comment. And I want y'all to hear the audio of what he said. I'm going to roll this for y'all. Listen to DJ Reed when he speaks about what the Jets defense could become this season.
Honestly, I think we could be historical, not just the best defense in the league, but I think we could have an historical defense like the 85, 86 Bears, like the LOB in 2013. I think we could be that dominant if we put all the things together and we just focus on the now and we're deliberate and everyone plays up to their potential. I think the sky's the limit for us.
Now listen. I love it. I absolutely love this, okay? And I'm telling you, when I first saw this, people were kind of going nuts over it, all right? And let me tell you, there were Jets fans on my timeline that were upset that DJ Reed would say this. And my first thought was, well, what do you expect him to say? Like, what do you expect him to say? A player of his caliber playing on a defense, the caliber of the defense that we have with the players that we have here, what is he supposed to say? Oh, well, we'll just be an average defense, we're going to come out and try our hardest. Is that what he's supposed to say? Well, we'll do what we can. Hopefully we get a stop here. Maybe we'll worry about that team, when we see them. But right now, we're just trying to get ourselves to... What is he supposed to say? He's supposed to be confident, okay? The New York Jets had a top defense last season. It's not like they're a bunch of bums or scrubs. No. This defense was putting things together last season, and there's been pieces added, and the motivation is at an all-time high in tilt. And he is one of the better players on the defense. He's one of the best, okay? What is he supposed to say? He's confident in his position. He's confident in his team. He's confident in what we have, the coaches, the GM, everything. He's confident in the franchise as a whole. Of course he's going to say, we're going to be one of the best. We can be historical because, honestly, they could be. All right? And even Sulla came out and backed him up in a press conference that he spoke with the media recently as well. Okay? And he talked about how players should be confident, regardless of, across all the teams in the league, you should be confident. And that if you're trying to take DJ Reed's statement about how he feels the New York Jets, defense could take the next step and really be a team that could be historical, if you're taking that as some type of slight or disrespect towards you, then you're already unconfident as it is. So you're going to lose anyway. If you have to utilize what DJ Reed said as a way to motivate yourself to step up, a way to motivate so you can, when you play the Jets, you're ready to go, then you already have a loser's mentality as is. And he also talked about how people were trying to take DJ Reed's, comments out of context when DJ Reed was speaking about being in the moment. And he talked about that. about, making sure that we execute and we go out there and we handle business and we're paying attention to detail every single time. Like, yeah, they're going to win those small battles, and those small battles that you win turn into big victories, right? Now, another thing that was on my mind when a lot of people were giving DJ Reed a lot of guff about this, I said to myself, yo, are y'all not seeing what I'm seeing? Why can't the Jets defense be historical? It's not like he's just talking out of his keister. This is something that could really happen, right? Especially when you look at the players that we have here. And I want to talk about a few of them. Quinnen Williams, anybody know him? The big green monster, the big boy, the guy up front that's destroying people. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the league. Literally. He's coming off of getting paid, and he's ready to go. He had 12 sacks last season. That guy's a monster. Are you guys serious? What about Carl Lawson, a guy that had 7 sacks last year, right? And this is 1 year removed from the ACL injury that he had. Now we're 2 years out. This is where he's really going to explode on you and take off. This guy was putting pressure on quarterbacks left and right. What about Huff, one of the best pass rushers on third down in the league? What are you guys talking about? This guy was bringing pressure constantly last season and has evolved and taken the next step forward. What about Jermaine Johnson, that's playing with a level of conviction and physicality that is unbelievable? And he's letting it be known that he's coming out this year to prove to people, I'm that guy. What do you have to have in the league to be successful defensively this year? Any year. Right? What do you have to have to be successful? You have to be able to rush the passer. Well, the New York Jets can do that in waves. We can send guy after guy after guy after guy after you. You guys watched the preseason. The New York Jets were sending second and third string pass rushers at starting offensive lines, and they were getting destroyed. Some of those guys that were making plays during the preseason for us along our defensive front, they aren't even on the team. Guys like Bruce Hector, Alexander, Spencer, some of those guys are practice squad guys. Tanzil Smart, who I love, practice squad. Those weren't our first string guys outside of the Giants game. Those weren't our first string guys. Those are like our second and third string guys. We're sending after you. And they were rocking and destroying people. We're also losing sight of guys like Quentin Jefferson, who we just brought in. He can rush the passer as well from that defensive tackle spot. Al Woods, the impact that he's going to be able to have too. We're not even talking about what we're going to be doing against the running game, how we're going to shut that down. Quinnen Williams did that wonderfully last year. Al Woods is a big dude that's going to shut that down too. Our defensive front is stout. We also have solid veterans, Solomon Thomas, all those guys. Why can't we be? Look at our secondary. We have one of the best secondaries in all of football. Sauce arguably is the best cornerback in the league. Do you want to talk about DJ Reed, one of the most underrated corners in the league? If you look at cornerback metrics, he's near the top of all of those charts. No Pro Bowl, no All-Pro, no nothing. Straight disrespected. But is one of the best in the league. Jordan Whitehead, one of the better safeties. Never mind that he's already won a Super Bowl, so he knows what it takes to get there. You got Adams, a guy that's flashed this offseason, who's really put some things together. He's going to be starting at safety too. This Jets defense has what it takes. C.J. Mosley, great linebacker. Quincy Williams, good linebacker. We have guys that can get after it. What are people talking about? This Jets defense can shut things down. Again, keep in mind that this Jets defense was 4th overall last season. 4th overall. And I think one of the biggest changes that people are not talking about that's going to help this defense be even greater than it was last season is the fact that our offense is stepped up with the acquisition of Aaron Rodgers. Last year, the time of possession for our offense was horrific. It was awful. Quick 3 and outs. They couldn't finish drives. Our defense was on the field all last season. All game long, our defense was on the field. Gassed. still shutting people down, but our offense couldn't finish anything. If you want to see this, right? If you want to, the example, the living example of what I'm talking about, go back and watch the Jets versus the Vikings. All right? The Jets offense had 6 trips to the red zone and they only scored once. The quarterback play was so up and down last year, it was insane. The Jets defense was so good that we had a chance to make the playoffs with 6 games left. 6 games. We lost all of them. And in 3 of the games, we didn't even score a touchdown. If Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets team last season, there's no way that 6 trips against the Vikings into the red zone would only result in 1 score. There's no way. We probably would have been up against the Vikings by at least 30 points. And guess what? That would change how the Vikings and every other team that we're going to play this year that's going to change how they play against us. Because now what our defense is set to do, and this is why I loved the pick of Will McDonald so much. When most Jets fans across every social media platform hated it, I loved it because I understood the importance of pass rush and what he was going to be deployed to do. Now that Aaron Rodgers is here, I believe that the New York Jets are going to be playing with a lot of leads this season. And when you're down by 14 or 21 at the end of the third quarter, you're going to have to change your offensive game plan, which means I will now deploy my pass rushers because you're going to have to throw the ball. So that's when the impact of Jermaine Johnson, of Carl Lawson, of Quinnen Williams, of Huff, of Will McDonald becomes even more of an importance, because now my defense, right, is going to be able to pin their ears back and take your head off. Because you're not going to run the ball anymore. You're down by far too much. If you try to run the ball, you're just going to run the clock out on yourself. You're going to have to throw the ball now against the New York Jets because you're going to be playing catch up. And that's when I'll deploy these defensive pass rushers to close you out. That's how football is played in this league. That's what the Kansas City Chiefs do. They get up by 21 or 28 points. You have to abandon your offensive game plan, and then they deploy their pass rushers and destroy you. That's what they do. You can look it up. I believe this New York Jets defense could absolutely be historical with all the pieces that we have. And I want to thank DJ Reed for standing up there and letting people know we have aspirations and we're not the same old Jets. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about this? What are your thoughts about what DJ Reed had to say? What are your thoughts about Sulla backing him up? Comment down below. You folks have a good one. Peace.